The topic we are going to see now is giant magnetoresistance. So already we have seen in the properties of nanomaterials, magnetoresistance is an important property because every nanoparticle has its own resistivity based on the bonding present within the molecules. So that only it's having its self-alignment property. So we have to first see why giant magnetoresistance is useful. The discovery and application of the GMR phenomenon is responsible for the ubiquitous availability of economical high density information storage in our society. So in the earlier days we have seen this magnetoresistance in recordings with a highly economical advantage. So that's the main discovery for this giant magnetoresistance. And compact 160 GB MP3 players, 1 TB hard drives now widely available because of this technology, and subsequent related advancements are also there based on giant magnetoresistance. So the science of giant magnetoresistance is with anisotropic property. So first we have to see how this anisotropic magnetoresistance occurs. It is reported in 1857 by British physicist Lord Kelvin. So we have to, whenever seeing the theory behind anisotropic magnetoresistance, we have to check with the current passing through magnetic conductor. So when a current is passed through a magnetic conductor, the resistance changes based on the relative angle between the current and the conductor's magnetization. So we have already studied what is magnetic property and how the magnetic property changes the property of a material to conduct electricity, how current is passed over a material. These things we have seen based on Ohm's law, so many laws we have seen, and based on the same property we have to see how the resistance changes because of magnetization within the conductor. So already in electromagnetic field we have you all have studied about this magnetization effect with a conductor and how current is applied over there. The same thing is behind this giant magnetoresistance property. So the resistance here increases when current is perpendicular to magnetization and decreases when current is parallel to magnetization. This is also a property associated with Ampere's law. So here resistance perpendicular means there is a resistance. Current perpendicular to magnetization means resistance increases because both are in opposite direction, and if current is parallel to magnetization means the resistance increases because high current is observed. So it is because of electron spin orbit coupling, and it is used as the basis of hard drive reading before this giant magnetoresistance was discovered. The same property has been used in hard drive reading. So with the science of giant magnetoresistance, first we have to see how the system is present. It's given in this typical picture given over here, where a thin layer of non-magnetic material is sandwiched between two layers of magnetic material. See, it is as a kind of capacitor structure, but in capacitor the sandwiching material is made of conductor. Here it is magnetic material. So here ferric, chromic, fremic trilayer is used in Grunberg's original experiment. The experiment will be called as Grunberg's original experiment, and over this experiment two ferric materials with chromium in between has been placed, and current has to be passed over this to see how the plane of incidence is occurring. Based on the plane of incidence, the resistance will be observed, which is called as giant magnetoresistance. So it can be modeled using Mott model. So with the Mott model, the electrical conductivity in metals can be described in terms of two largely independent conducting channels corresponding to the upspin and downspin electrons, and electrical conduction occurs in parallel for the two channels. In the previous method, which is Grunberg's original experiment, we have used two layers. Here two channels will be used to study how the upspin and downspin of electrons are occurring through the channel. So here in ferromagnetic materials, the scattering rates of the upspin and downspin electrons are different. So here we have to assume that the scattering is strong for electrons with a spin anti-parallel to magnetization direction and weak for electrons with a spin parallel to magnetization direction. So there we have seen with the perpendicular and the parallel property, the same property has been assumed over here through the channels. So through the channels, spinning will be there, spinning of electrons will be there. So based on the spinning direction, we have to check how the magnetization is occurring. Then with the science of GMR, we have told parallel magnetization repeatedly. So we have to see how this parallel magnetization is occurring. So whenever parallel magnetization is there, the Guyon magnetoresistance is observed with a higher value. So upspin electrons experience small resistance because over the upspin we have to make population inversion, and so upspin electrons have small resistance and downspin electrons experience large resistance because there it holds the electron. It is observed through the upper layer and there the electrons are holded on, so it can't leave the electrons as easy as possible, and so it experiences large resistance. The total resistance is then taken as the total resistance is equal to there is a parallel magnetization resistance is equal to 2 into, so here we have to check with the total resistivity property. So 2 into the upspinning electron, the resistance experienced by upspinning electrons into the resistance because of downspin electrons divided by the resistance of upspin plus resistance of downspin. So this is the formula. Then if it is anti-parallel, then the anti-parallel magnetization has been considered as it is on the upspin and downspin are opposite in direction, then both electron spins experience small resistance in one layer and large resistance in the other. Here if it is anti-parallel means layer difference will be there, so we have to consider over that as we it's shown in the figure. So the total resistance is R anti-parallel is equal to our anti-parallel resistance is equal to 1 by 2 into R plus R, that is upspin resistance due to upspin electrons plus resistance due to downspin electrons. So the difference in resistance between this parallel and anti-parallel resistors has been taken as del R, which is equal to parallel resistance minus anti-parallel resistance, which is equal to minus 1 by 2 into R up minus R down the whole square divided by R up plus R down. So this is the resistance value for GMR, that is Guyon magnetoresistance. Then with the discovery of GMR, Stuart Parkin of IBM attempted to reproduce the effect using the sputtering technique, because as it is now a nanoparticle we have to use sputtering technique only. Then Fert and Grunberg used molecular beam epitaxy, a more precise but slower and more expensive method, because sputtering means just we bombard the element and just we do sputtering, that is splitting out. But with the Fert and Grunberg material, molecular beam epitaxy, that is a layer formation has to be done, so it is slower when comparatively and expensive, more expensive. And next, Parkin's group succeeded with observing GMR in the first multi-layer samples produced. So in a Fert and Grunberg method, just molecular beam epitaxy has been occurred, molecular, because that means a beam with a particle in 2 dimension has been deposited over a layer called epitaxial layer. But with Parkin's groups, multi-layers has been formed. This is the next innovation. And next again Parkin's group began experimenting with various sample compositions and layer thickness to better understand GMR and how to integrate it into magnetic storage. And so we are having so many pen drives, there is dot like devices. In mobile phones we are having memory cards, in nano memory, nano sim, like that, like those things we have because of this Guyon magnetoresistance. And the Guyon magnetoresistance is having a layer like this. This is the spin wall structure of giant magnetoresistors we are using. In this, first substrate, silicon substrate, buffer, free layers, spacer, pinned layer, pinning layer, gap has been present, and over these combinations we are having GMR active region. So these regions form a channel within it, and over the channel only we are having the electron movement to have storage, data storage. So those data storage here, how the data storage has been designed is given over here. So pin layer, free layer, exchange layer, spacer has been taken, and within that space bits has been given based on the manufacturing of layer by layer. We are having we have to design with the bit levels. So that's all about GMR. So thank you.